Far from the raceway, the Gifted Ferret offers another unique Woodstock experience. The store relies on small distributors and offers hard-to-find wines. Kevin Kino is the store's co-owner.
It's almost like three businesses in one. We have wine, gifts, and gourmet. And the common factor across the way for everything is it must be unique. We try to source as much as we can local, from local artists all the way to U.S. companies and private label even with U.S., just to keep it as much as we can sourced locally. But everything must be totally unique. If it's elsewhere, we really don't want it. We want you to come in and experience something totally different. That starts with our wines, which are artisan wines, and basically what that means is non-mass produced. So it's all about the love of and passion of winemaking. These are hand-picked grapes. I mean, they still do it. I even have one winery from Uruguay that doesn't even use electricity. The whole process is done with gravity. Their winery is in the section of the hill. They hand-pick the grapes, they bring it in. They have a big giant weight that comes down, crushes the grapes, goes down to the next level where they start the barrel and the fermentation process. Then they take it to the next level where it's packaging, and the fourth level underground is their wine cellar. So it's stuff that you just don't find in a grocery store or package store. I used to work for 25 years for a beverage company, and when you work in a corporate environment like that, when you have your best friend can be on the same floor, which one of my best friends was, and you never see them. I mean, that's just the way life is in the corporate office. So we always did a once a year outing together around Christmas. And she helped me in the beginning when we opened. And part of our tradition of shopping was to go to the pet store. And we played with the puppies because I'm a dog person. I have 4 dogs myself. We just rescued a new golden lab here just recently. But we decided what the business was going to be while we were on this outing together. And we were playing with ferrets at the time. So with everything being unique, it just seemed justifiable to put the ferret in the name, which would be very unique, especially since you're not a pet store. But yeah, it originally was going to be the Fantastic Ferret, but when we realized we were extending to gifts and to gourmet and everything, the Gifted Ferret came into existence. Being a wine shop, you have to have the wine tastings. And with an artisan wine, it's really important to taste it because most people don't even realize there's a difference in the type. Artisan wine, in my opinion, has a lot more flavor than other ways because they're grown organically. Things that people don't realize, if they drink wine, they say, I get migraines. If you stick with an old world wine or something that is low production, because of the way they make it, it actually reduces or eliminates that migraine. So it's nice to be able to educate. That's one thing we like to do, educate, have fun, and it's just an experience to come. But every Saturday, 6 to 8, we do free wine tastings, and on the average we do 4 to 6 wines that we do. And now we've started something new with our baby boy lab. He's our wine dog. You'll see him, Max, every now and then, but he does every third Thursday. Max presents. Last month was fun. We had a beach party. And the next one is going to be an open mic karaoke night, which I can't wait for. This is going to be quite entertaining.
Kevin and his partner make it their mission to teach even the most novice wine drinker the difference between wines.
I was never a wine drinker. I used to drink beer. I became allergic to it, which probably was a good thing because I probably drank a little too much beer. And working where I worked, everyone around me drank wine. And the first time I had wine, I went straight to a Chardonnay, which is the top of the white of the palate. And I'm going, ooh, how can you drink this stuff? Matter of fact, even, I hate to admit this, but when I was building the building out, I still knew very little about wine. I was drinking sweet, like a red Zinfandel, and freezing it in Slurpees while watching my sci-fi programs on Friday nights. I mean, but my palate has grown in the 4 years. I can go and appreciate every level of wine and every type of wine. And most of the grape varietals that we have here aren't even grown in the U.S. So if you come in, you're going to see things that you just have never heard of before. We have a winery that is opening here in Cherokee County, and we've partnered with them. We're going to have a pre-opening event in October, it's going to be a really, really top-notch winery. And the best thing is it's right here in the metro. You won't have to drive 2 hours. I mean, some people might say, oh my God, I'm outside the perimeter, but hey, it's better than a 2-hour drive. We started with an older group. We are now bringing millennials in and everything. And we're seeing something that's very European that I never thought I'd see here, is like parents are now having kids that are married, and they're all coming in together as a family unit. Because it's not like a drink fest, they're being educated. It's definitely a different type of event, but it's a nice pace and a nice change. You just don't see that a lot. So I'm very proud of that.
We hope you've learned a lot in this edition of Metro, and we hope you'll check out Woodstock, Georgia firsthand and join us again for a look at other interesting communities. See you next time on AIB Metro.